Global electric vehicle sales are increasing, but at nowhere near the pace automakers had hoped and planned for. By Simon Rockman, April 29, 2025. Growth in battery-powered cars has reached a plateau. Taken in isolation, the figures look good. For example, the UK Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders reported encouraging March sales figures for battery electric vehicles, plus 43.2% year on year. PHEVs plus 37.9% and HEVs plus 27.7%. Again, they're including the PHEVs and the HEVs in electrics there, but we all know that they're not. However, BEVs still represent less than 20% of the UK's new car sales. So it's got to be at 28% at the end of the year, supposedly. But no doubt they can get around it by registering more PHEVs and HEVs. That's what they're doing. At least they've got a chance of selling them. And that's why the sales have gone up on PHEVs and HEVs. The BEVs, they're having to register. The PHEVs and the HEVs, they're like safety net, because they count towards the title, but at least they've got a chance of selling now and making money. So that's why PHEVs and HEVs have gone up more than petrols, even though they are petrol and diesel anyway. Global trends remain positive. Road Motion reported a global interest in EV sales in February 2025 of around 30%. Only an idiot, and they should know, only an idiot would register a car in February when the plate changes on March the 1st, and it immediately devalues your vehicle and makes it less desirable because it's got the old plate on. So any increase in sales in February is artificial, it's manufactured, and it's done because it's the easiest month of the year, apart from December and August, before the plate change, to fudge sales figures and to make it look, especially if you're reporting percentage, to make it look like the cars are selling better than they are. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. And anybody, you know, there should be a note there. A global increase in EV sales in February 2025 of around 30%. And then there should be a footnote. Only an idiot would register a car then, and it's all lies. Don't mean anything. Again, on a market share of around 20%. With China leading in the trend, plus 35%, well, now it's all coming to light. China, they're self-registering vehicles and selling them off as 0 miles second-hand vehicles. And there's fields and fields of them. That looks like it's a huge house of cards. We've seen what happened with Fisker, with people getting stuck with Fiskers. Auto Trader are still selling them. You know, they're still for sale on Auto Trader, even though it appears that there is no backup at all. And it's not like, if you go to Bicester, if you've got an old car and you need a radiator, you can get one made. If there's anything else, you know, wheel bearing, you can get something else. You can have parts manufactured, you can have an exhaust made. But you can't really have software made, can you? Not at a cost that wouldn't bankrupt you. You just can't. So, in my opinion, those cars shouldn't be on Auto Trader for sale. And they should come with a big warning. They may as well be a Cat D. They may as well have a warning about damage, because they are damaged. So China leading the trend, fields and fields of these vehicles. There's also a question about quality. Lots of things on the internet again. I'm not an expert in Chinese cars or Chinese budgets or Chinese marketing, but there's lots of questions about the quality of the vehicles, and if they are making them to get subsidies, why would you actually make them of the best quality? If you're not going to sell them, why put all the parts in? Why not skimp on a few things? It's only a question. European and North American markets saw growth of around 20%, but it's been far from the rapid electric switchover lobbyists and legislators. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer may have blamed US tariffs for his decision to soften the UK's zero-emissions vehicle mandate. But the truth is different. Even before the tariffs, the industry told the government that consumers were not buying EVs in the required numbers. There may be more to Tesla's profits collapse than just Doge. Transport reportedly accounts for 20% of carbon emissions, and then a jump is made to restrictions on passenger vehicles as though that's where the 20% lies. Neatly ignoring planes, trains and road freight, Volvo showed with data on the XC40, looking at the petrol, hybrid and fully electric versions, that the world's resources only benefit from fully electric when the car has done over 80,000 miles. I'm surprised that the usual suspects haven't been onto that, because they say that's not true. And they say it's been disproved. But has it? So with disappointing consumer demand and questionable environmental credentials, it's no wonder the industry is taking a second look at its move to be fully electric by 2035. Lotus has been as agile with its strategy as its cars have been on the track. In November 2024, the automaker announced a change in plans to be all EV by 2028. Well, I'm not surprised, because if you look on Auto Trader, there's 136 Lotuses, or Lotis, as Alan Partridge would say. Filter and sort, Auto Trader relevance. Let's just have a look at Auto Trader relevance, because we've put Lotus Electric in there. A couple of lines down there. There's a Renault 5. Let's just go to most recent. 136 cars. I will knock brand new ones out. So there's 30 brand new ones, isn't there? 30 Lotus brand new. That one was only listed on the 20th of 6, 2025. It's already been dropped by £5,000. Having said that, that looks like there's a bit of pricing strategy going on there, because 20th of the 6th, 85,000, 22nd of the 6th, 80,000, 23rd of the 6th, 85, 23rd of the 6th, 80,000. Now again, I urge you, if you're looking for a used car and you're looking on Auto Trader, make sure you load the plug-in AT price tracker. I mean, who's to say you don't go to that dealership, or you look yesterday morning and the vehicle's 85,000, yesterday afternoon it's 80,000. You know, you could have gone and paid, not that anybody's going to buy a Lotus Electra, but imagine you did. You could have gone and paid 85,000 for a vehicle that you could get for 80,000 to start off with, and probably less than 80,000 too. Let me just go to the bottom. Let's just see the state of these Lotus. Minus 9,000, minus 39,449, minus 61,000, minus 43,000, minus 31, minus 18,000, minus 30,000, minus 27, minus 45, minus 47, minus 35. So they look like a real good deal, don't they? An Auto Trader, because you've put Lotus in here in the search, Auto Trader think, oh, you know what? I know he's searching for a Lotus, but let's just give him an advert for a new Vauxhall Frontera. Well, that's an ad. You know, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. The new plan is to go hybrid, something presaged with the Evora, given that the Emira uses the four-cylinder Mercedes M139, which is also used in hybrid form in the current Mercedes C63 AMG, to produce a hybrid total of 680 horsepower and 752 foot-pound, That's an enticing prospect. The 4-cylinder engine has received mixed reviews in the C63, and Mercedes has reportedly said that the next generation will revert to a V8. If they go to PHEVs, they're not going electric, are they? Nobody's going to use the electric part. They're just getting it to get a petrol engine. Yes, in answer to your question, has the electric dream become a nightmare? Yes, it has. All it's doing is ruining the UK motor trade. And nothing is what it seems these days, is it? There's men going into women's changing rooms, identifying as a woman. And these plug-in hybrids identifying as electric that are really petrols. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.